What's up, YouTube? It's your buddy, Pastor Bob. I want to do this video because somebody asked me, sent me an email and asked me, Pastor Bob, what is that amp? Well, this amp, I picked it up on Amazon. Now, I've been looking at these because there's all different kinds of names and manufacturers and blah, 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 who have a very similar system. But not every system is exactly the same. Okay? When a manufacturer or company decides that they want to have something built, they build it according to their standards. Okay? So transistors might be a certain way, diodes, resistors, tubes, all that stuff might be made in a different quality. Okay? Maybe the actual foundation of the box is the same, but the type of parts they use can be different. This happens to be a Rockville Bluetooth WD 70-watt Bluetooth tube amplifier home stereo receiver. It has a volume. It has a balance, a bass, a tone. This here is for the USB. So when you have a USB stick in, then you can use this to change the channels, power button, voltage meter, and then this button here is a selection between your USB or auxiliary and your Bluetooth. Okay, and you have 4 tubes. And what this is this is a preamp section. So your preamp section is all tubed, real tubed. I mean, if you was to take it apart, you would probably see that this is the preamp section, which is forward, and then it goes back here. This is just an empty box back here, okay? But underneath it, and I don't know if they did that just to fake the funk as what the power source would look like if it was a regular size, or if they used it an interim of everything as a lift box for cooling. Because I could understand that they could use that for the disbursement of evenly dispersing heat throughout the system. So when it comes out, it just doesn't come right out. It comes out slowly, based upon the way it looks on the back, and I'll show you that in a second. Now, it's 4 ohms or 8 ohms, so you have your choice of that. Works really good. Now, when they first came out with these, if you look down here, there's a little light. I'll turn it on. I'll show you. Okay. Now, you see that little light that come on there? Well, when Rockville first had these, they noticed, some people were saying, oh, there's an issue with that. And, people were complaining about it or whatever. And so they fixed that problem because, as you see, it doesn't bleep no more. Okay? Now, you say, well, Bluetooth, but it ain't Bluetooth. That's correct. This is amber. And as you can see, all the tubes are coming on. It's not just for looks. Those are real tubes doing a real job, okay? And then, if I turn it around, and you look at the back, okay? You have your aux in, and then you have 2 output sections, okay? So, I'll move this over here. You have 2 outs right here for subs. So you can run 2 subs if you wanted. Okay? You got a coaxial in, and then you got a digital in. And you can switch between them, between the coax and the optical. Then you have 4 speaker poles. 1 left, 1 right channel. Got a fuse right back here. And then your power cable. Now, if you've seen what I said, see how it's got a vent through here? See that vent? So that's why I think it's vent. And this one here was made March of 2021. But when I took this off, there is a power, your power block is underneath there, but It's not that big, guys. I mean, I was asked by this, certain person, what do I think of it? Well, I did a video earlier just showing these speakers that I made. Okay, I actually built these speakers. Okay, I sourced out certain parts from certain different manufacturers to create the sound that I want. You're never going to get the right sound, okay, especially on a phone. So, maybe one day I can go downstairs and try it on my Marantz, okay, but you're never going to just get that right sound. All right. Now, I like Infinity. Right? So, I love Infinity speakers. These are Infinity USA. Okay. These speakers are really expensive if you can find them. Okay. These are really expensive. And why are they sitting over there? Because I have Infinity speakers up there too. And I have Infinity speakers over there too. And as you can see, I got a lot of amplifiers. So I have quite a few Infinity speakers. I have tower speakers. Yep. I got a lot of Infinity. Probably about $6,000 in Infinity speakers. Now, ain't what I paid for them, but that's what I have, because I like to barter, barter and trade, and, there's all kinds of things that you can do to get the things that you want, guys. You just gotta, learn to barter and trade, and sometimes you give a little money if you have to, to get the things that you want. But, I have these things because it's taken me years to get it, And you can too. You just gotta be looking around, and you can get some really nice equipment yourself. Now, why tubed? Well, I've been into audiophile for, I don't know, since probably 1987 when a friend of mine over in Germany got me into it, And he had a beautiful McIntosh tubed amp. It cost him, I think, about $7,000 or $8,000 at the time. Really nice. Super, super nice stuff, right? And he had Bowers and Wilkins speakers, and it was just really nice. And at the same time, I owned a Carver system. So Carver made some beautiful amps too. I had a Carver CD player and amp and preamp and big old wonking 15-inch Sirwin Vegas and B&Ws. It was really nice. I had a lot of that stuff when I was in the Army. Heck, I was single, I was overseas, I could have that stuff. Well, the one thing that he had that I really was impressed by was the warmth of the tubes. Now, here's the thing about tubes. Just because it says low wattage rating, well, the wattage that you're getting is real watts, okay? So remember that. There's a difference between a valved watt. These are called valves, by the way. They call them tubes or valves or 100,000 different names they'll want to call them, right? But that's what they are. They're called valves. Okay, there's a little anoid in there and electricity runs through it. And I don't really want to get into telling you about that, but that's a whole different thing. Well, I wanted to get this because they said, well, it's kind of the best of both worlds. So, I love Marantz amplifiers. I really do. I'm a big Marantz fan. Always have been. Okay? And I love Infinity and speakers. I mean, they're just really nice, And I love clips. I mean, there's just so many stuff. So what I did was I had some speakers that were, all messed up, and the boxes wasn't right, and it wasn't sounding right. So I bought some new planer. I'll show you real quick. Back behind this right here, this plate, there's what's called a planer tweeter, okay? And you can look those up. They're almost indestructible, right? So I got a couple of those. I put those in. And I can't remember the name offhand. I was reading some reviews on the little 3.5-inch mid-range woofers, but I'll get that for you if you want it. And I made these boxes, and I put a nice crossover in it. You can see down in there. I haven't mounted it yet. But there's the crossover for it. So, and there's some other little goodies and things that I do for my bills and my speakers. Okay. I wanted to do something nice, so I said, well, maybe this is the optimum time to find something tube. And I seen this, and I watched the reviews on all of them, every one of them on YouTube. I went through every one of them, and then I searched the internet, and I found the pros and cons. Well, in my world, I always weigh things. Does the pros outweigh the cons of it? And it seemed as though everybody was really happy with the system. I said, okay, I'll try it out. Well, here's my only problem with this whole system. Okay. Well, actually, there's two things. They're not really problems. It's just, some of those things that I wish was a little different. Okay. First thing, when you are connected to this via Bluetooth, the volume isn't as loud as if he was using USB or through your auxiliary, like, using a CD player. Right? This is a Pioneer Elite DVD CD player. When you use it that way, when you use it through a CD or a USB, it's really loud. Okay? So, there is a big difference between running it Bluetooth and that. And I don't know, that's having my phone turned all the way up. I don't know if it's because of the signal being transferred from your phone to the actual unit itself. I'm not quite sure. I haven't talked to the manufacturer about that, but it may have something to do with that. Okay? And I'm not sure if there's, some things that you can change in the unit itself as far as diodes and capacitors and maybe, different types of transistors that would help to increase the signal. I'm not sure. It's something that I should ask them though. And I'd like to see a system like this. This here is a 70 watt. I'd like to see them make a 120 watt system. And maybe having a preamp section, maybe with 6 tubes, But these usually run anywhere from, $200 to $400. Somewhere around there, because they have different models of them, and sometimes you can get them on sale. So, but right around $200 is what they sell for. $200 to, I'll say $300. It really depends on where you're getting it, right? I got mine from Amazon. I like buying stuff from Amazon because if it doesn't work or it's bad, I can ship it back. I don't have to worry about it. Now, the one thing I'm going to tell you is if you decide to purchase one of these units, right, and you're using a valve system, okay, a tube system, just remember when you get it in, okay, let it climatize itself for about, 4 or 5 hours. And my reason for that is this. Those are glass, okay, and the components inside of your tubes, right, some of them are very delicate. Okay, so you want it to climatize itself to the ambient temperature inside of your room before you decide to plug it in and power it up. I know some people are going to say, oh, well, Pastor Bob, they get warm anyway. Yeah, but when you're going from an extreme cold to an extreme heat, it's not good. These tubes or this preamp section, right? Anybody that's a musician will tell you, they need to warm up. My hot rod DeVille downstairs, I got to let it warm up for about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes for the valves to do what they're supposed to do. So I just want to let you know that. And don't listen to the old wise man's tale myth that you can't touch these, okay? Because you can touch these. It does not lower the life of the tube or the valve, okay? That's just stupidity. I don't want to hear about it. People say that. Okay, maybe you'll leave a smudge mark from your finger on it, but it does not do that. It's a wise man's tale. Don't even worry about it. How do I know that? Well, I have quite a few tube damps, and I've never had an issue with them. So, if you want to believe that bunch of crap, go right ahead, but that's what it is, crap. But anyways, overall, I am absolutely satisfied with it. It has the warmth of the tubes, the valves, and then, the transistor part of it. Absolutely. I mean, I think they did a great job. For the price, you can't beat it. If you go to buy a real tube damp, a real nice tube damp, you can pay starting, a good tube damp. Probably about $700, right? And up. I mean, you can get into some really high level stuff that can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, do I think it's a great thing for like a bedroom or a studio apartment or something like that? Absolutely. Phenomenal sound. And once I get my room done, set up downstairs, I'm going to hook up the sub and get it all set up. And then I'll tell you what the overall cost and price is. I'll run it down. What I paid. Not what you can get it for, but what I paid for everything to get it to sound the way it does. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's something new for everybody on my channel, but I like to bring all kinds of different things to the channel. And I think that, we like to explore a lot of different things, my friends and family who come to the channel. We're not just about one thing. We like to learn about many things. And that's what helps us grow and become educated. And if we can all do it in one spot, hey, we can all learn and grow together, right? Anyways, guys, do I recommend it? Absolutely. I give my thumbs up. Yeah, see that? That's from staining those. Yeah, I got yellow thumb. Anyways, guys, take care. Like, share, subscribe. Pastor Bob's out of here. See ya.